Hey everybody, Duckman here today, and we are going to take a look at the way that I've automated um, Netherwart farming. And this is something that's probably not super unique, but I looked online, tried to find uh, what other people had been doing, got a few ideas, and I stole them, and am using them here. And then I did a little bit of modification, played with redstone a little bit, and came up with what appears to be a fully automated Netherwart farm, and it can be as large or as small as you would like it to be. So let's go ahead and dive in here real quickly. As you can tell, we're kind of in the growing cycle right now, but that will give us a chance to talk a little bit about the main components of what it is that we're doing. Of course, we have netherwort and we have soul sand, so that those are uh, getting so those are growing. Only environment. There's no way to speed this process up. It's not sensitive to bone meal or any other type of thing, and so in general, we're just going to have to, manually do it. No, that's not how. So, what we have here is dispensers, and with one of the more recent updates to this particular mod, which I don't even remember which part this is from. It might be open blocks, but I could be wrong. You just dump in a water bucket, and instead of actually kicking out the actual water bucket, it kicks out water. And so, what that does is basically forces everything that is in front of it to go away. And so, what you do to collect that is you set up hoppers underneath the soul sand. So the hoppers suck in and collect the nether wart. Here's where my idea is slightly modified from what I got the general plan for, is instead of having them daisy chained one to the next to the next to the next into a chest, what I've done is I've gone ahead, I've done some impulse item duct, and that is going into a uh, uh, couple ender chests that feed into my ME system. So it takes a little while to set up. It's really expensive as far as materials go, and so but I had the materials and I had the automation, so it was really not that hard for me to set it up in the end because I had the infrastructure for everything else. But yeah, the order is soul sand, a downward pitched, a downward pointed hopper, and then that goes into the impulse item duct, and those all lead to the chest. Now, one thing that I ended up having to do to make sure that I didn't have these pipes pulling the seeding netherwort from the tesseract here is I had to actually add netherwort to the blacklist on these servos. So once those servos were blacklisted, um, it didn't cycle them through and all of that. And uh, that leads to the other part, which is kind of hiding up here. But what that is a industrial craft cedar. And so you treat that just like you would any farming cedar for this mod. You connect it to the Tesseract. It is providing both power and netherwort to it, and then that is able to plant our netherwort in our farming area. So, again, dispensers flow the water, the hoppers collect the uprooted netherwort, and that is piped into one of these two chests, which gets imported into my ME system. But how do we further automate this? Whenever I first set it up, it was all triggerable via a button that I'd have to go and press it. And I wanted this to be something that would run overnight, all night, whenever my server's running. as the chunk is loaded and just let it do its thing. So at first I tried a different type of timer. Let me pull it out of my inventory here real quick. I tried one of these timers from RF Tools, and what I didn't realize is that it is on off. So it was going for 7,200 ticks, but it would stay on for 7,200 ticks. So you know, so it wouldn't actually cut off the dispenser like I needed. The dispensers react off of two signals. So one to open the gate, one to close the gate. So a couple different things that we have here. I went ahead and I put in a repeater. Probably isn't actually necessary with the rest of the infrastructure that I have down there, but it's there if you want it. Repeater, redstone signal, and what you'll notice is down here we have a redstone or a timer delay. It's set up to 4,000 seconds right now, which is a little bit over an hour. For some reason, my Netherwart is really slow at growing, so that gives it time for it to fully grow. That whole batch will be fully grown by the time that it comes around. So you'll notice at this point we've got a timer, and that leads to a series of repeaters. And what I'm doing with the repeaters is actually creating a delay so that off of the one pulse that the timer gives, two pulses get created essentially. So one goes out, and I've got the repeater in here. It really probably isn't necessary, but it's here anyway. So that one sends a signal, triggers them to open. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 repeaters that are maxed out on how many ticks they can delay. So they are delayed 4 ticks each. So 4, 8, 16, 20. It's long enough that it will run, but it won't like constantly run and cause the planter not to be able to do its work like it's supposed to. So let's go ahead and test this out. What I will do is temporarily set this back down to a much lower time. So let's go ahead and watch for a few moments. It's still not moving quite as fast as I'd like it to. Okay, so what we're going to do is watch from over here. And I know not everything is fully grown, but it will give you the idea of what it's doing whenever the signal finally sends. And there you have it. An on signal, an off signal, and then it's already started replanting. So pretty much one signal goes out, it goes out quickly. For one, it's delayed 20 ticks, and then it sends another signal, which then closes the gates. And this, the buckets do not empty, so they do not need to be refilled or anything, and it makes for a great way to collect this. We might be able to catch. No, it pulled all of that out that quick. That was one of the reasons why I updated the setup a little bit, was because of the fact that it was doing some internal buffering basically, and Netherwart was getting stuck in some of the hoppers that were trying to feed into daisy chain style other hoppers that were full, and so this way that doesn't happen. This will eventually plant all the way. I've got too large of an upgrade chip in there, and so it's trying to do a much larger area than it's able to do. Anyway, that's my video for today. I hope that you found it helpful. Feel free to tweak it however you like, and make it work however's like. If you do find that you have a way to do this that's better, feel free to leave a comment, and I will try to duplicate that and see if that doesn't work any better for me. Until the next video, have a great day. This is Stuckman signing off.